So as I stand here letting my spectres do all the work, you will soon need the Eidolon Phalluses and the Infested Catalyst. Because, yes, finally, over a year and a half later apparently, Plague Storm is returning. Actually going up against the Infested, so nice timing on that one. And yes, I've been standing here for 7 minutes letting these two spectres do everything. Well, it should be 3, but I'm waiting for this one to come back. Because this is coming. This is the ghoul saw that they have shown off several times in lots of different kind of, I want to say variations, but ways, from what was originally a joke, being able to ride it like a K-Drive, to that animation being made, to actually showing it off in game, being able to see the damage numbers and lots of other things. The animation for this does look pretty nice, but if we look at the damage numbers here, the heavy attack times 6, that is the 197 base damage times 6, because obviously it's a spinning blade. It looks like it's going to have 15% crit chance, but a lot of status, so it's going to be status based, which is kind of weird for something that is basically a giant rotary saw. Crit, I thought was going to be the way they went with this weapon. Nope. Status. Slash based, mostly. And it doesn't look too bad from everything that they showed from it. This thing actually looks like it's going to be a pretty decent weapon. Weird to hold, love that revving animation, hence the reason I started this so early, even though I was just kind of standing there. But just the fact that, well, yes, there is a new stance that is going to come with this. Probably should have started it there, if I'm being honest, when the bit goes out the corner so you can see the full animation. But this thing, I'm glad that they went this way with it, but the rotation should be that way around. Because when it was being spun round, it was spinning to the left, meaning you're slapping them with the non-spinning side of the saw. That's great. I love that one, running around with it just spinning in front of you. Oh yes, the ghoul saw with the stance. Oh, there it is. Riding the ghoul saw. Originally, when they first kind of showed this, people in chat for the dev stream were saying, imagine riding it like a K-Drive, and there it is. Riding it like a K-Drive. It is part of the new stance that is going to be coming with it, Butcher's Revelry, which makes sense for the saw. Do like the animations on this a lot. This is one of those very hyped up weapons that has been hyped for way too long, and this is going to come as parts in the Plague Store next week, hopefully. I do believe that they confirmed that it is coming next week. I was watching it, and I'm pretty sure it comes the same time as the, well, Gora Prime leaves, which is where the whole will Plague Store actually come with Nidus Prime. Will Nidus Prime, I'm sick of mentioning Nidus Prime at this point, but will he actually launch on the 8th? Who knows? Hopefully, well, I haven't checked the forum today, or the website today, they hadn't confirmed it yet. Should probably check that before we go any further, but just the animation on this is great. What I would love to see is kind of an emote where two players, and you probably see where I'm going with this, can run at each other with them spinning or emote next to each other, and they whoop the ghoul saw out and they do Gears of War style chainsaw battles, because that would be awesome. Oh, I miss the Lancer so much. The Lancer being the name of the gun from Gears of War, for those who don't get the reference. I was going to say Nasher, but the Nasher is the shotgun. That is something, as somebody who has played, I wanted to say all, but I think there is one I'm missing from the Gears of War games, who's played a lot of Gears of War. I'll just put it that way. So yeah, I did get that one right, but I almost said Nasher instead of Lancer. Would love to see the Gears of War style chainsaw battles come as an emote for this thing, because it would be funny. Not as reference to Gears of War, but just because it's two giant chainsaws. Well, in this case it's more of a rotary saw, but never mind. This thing, The ghoul saw is coming, which means Nakak is going to have the parts for this, meaning you buy it with standing. When this event comes back, you are going to be able to get standing from doing the event, and you're going to come and see. It is Nakak, isn't it? Yes. Okay, good. Go to the operations supply, and in there is going to be all of the parts. This is where I wish I had a lot more standing with them, because, well, there it is. You can see it down there. The ghoul saw itself with, I'll just pause that, the blade, the chassis, the engine, and the grip. 4 different parts for this thing, and the stance is going to be in there as well, with everything else as it comes. But we're going to have to take a jump back now to have a look at what it is going to cost. Well, you have just the parts to build it, but it's going to be 4,000 standing for the blueprint. Here's hoping I can catch it. 4,000 per part, with the stance being 3,000. Ooh, that's 16,000 to build. No, it's not. It's 20,000 to build it. 23 including the stance. 23,000 standing. Luckily you can get that standing very quickly, but you can see everything else will be returning when this event goes live. You have the forma's going to be there, the rare fishing parts, the plague czar parts, the ether daggers, the snipertron. Obviously you will need the phalanx part blueprint to get those, as well as, oh, I wish I could scroll up. Huh, I don't remember where you get that other part from. It's been a year and a half, but the Cetus wisps are going to be there, the rare gems are going to be there, fulmination, sacrifice. Sacrifice works really well. It's why I use Jin as my main sentinel for a long time, because mix that with the one that makes him basically come back to life all the time. Am I logged in is the better question I have here. And this is why we come in and we check on things first. Yep, Nidus Prime will in fact be beginning then. Guess what I had to do before this video? Hey. Yeah, that video would have been before this because of that, even though I started recording this earlier this morning. But Jin uses sacrifice very, very well when mixed with reawaking. Upon death, he will revive every minute and a half, meaning your sentinel is basically not immortal, but sacrifice mixed with renewal. Reawaken means that, well, sentinel takes 4 seconds to revive its downed owner. It will automatically instantly revive you and then come back to life. Oh yes, sacrifice works really well with the reawaken mod, but the reawaken mod, unlike that one, only works on Jin. But I'm over the moon to see they're adding something back in, and well, the ghoul saw, if you have gotten everything out of the plague star that you want, forma is always what people do this for, and the Cetus wisps to stock up on them for later if needed. Forma, because forma is always needed. But this, adding a new weapon into it, it's about time. Not only did they not run this last year, well, not run it later in the year, it's September. This thing is late. They should have ran this by now. So here it comes. September 8th. Plague Star event. On all platforms. I think they said it was on all platforms. Don't quote me on that one. I do believe they said on all platforms because this is coming with it. But I think with that, we'll leave this off here. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.